Okay, House of Pain fans, this is a theory I've talked about. It's been a while. It's been a while. Recently, I did a video. Hey, Laura's quote unquote gone, but do you think she'll pop back up? But this time around, she'll be pregnant. That's a theory a lot of people did not want to happen. But going back so far as to like the end of the last season, season 13, and looking at some of the details of Laura's character during the first chunk of season 14. Fans have speculated, hey, Jeremy, do you think the reason Laura's emotions are in flux, her dramatic outburst and constantly coming and going in terms of breaking up with Calvin, claiming she's moving out, this, that, and the third, do you think this is all her lashing out because she's unknowingly pregnant? Now, to be completely honest, this is a plausible theory. But my thing is, Laura, this is giving me Karen and even Fatima from the Sisters and Fatima series, where you have a character, female character, and we've gotten a good amount of time to know who the character is, how they operate, what makes her tick, that kind of stuff. So even when it's revealed, hey, this person is X amount of months pregnant or, several weeks pregnant, and people are like, oh, well, that explains why they act out and this, that. But my stance, and look, I'm not a woman and I've never gotten a girl knocked up, but, the closest I've had to constant interaction with a pregnant woman was my sister. But I was in college at the time, so our interactions weren't as much. But either way, my thing is this: when Tyler has these shows, typically he will have these women act the same, if that makes any sense. Where it's like, hey, Karen's revealed pregnant. That explains her emotional outbursts and stuff. And I'm like, well, she was really controlling, vindictive, hypocritical, manipulative, and had a cutthroat or, attitude even before pregnancy came into the picture. If nothing else, the pregnancy just quote unquote enhanced what was already there. So even if the pregnancy was never written into the series, I honestly don't see Karen reacting any differently to, like Zach moving on with Fatima or, her attitude for the past several seasons. And with Laura, it was revealed, I think her dad said that she gets her temper from you in reference to his wife, Laura's mother. And just based on Laura's demeanor for the past couple of seasons, nothing Laura has done since, she went over to Curtis and Ella's and lashed out to where we are right now in the show, nothing she has said or done has made me think, oh, it's hormones, it's her pregnancy. No. This is who Laura is. Plays the victim card, doesn't take accountability, and I don't agree with everything she says, but I do see her grievances with Calvin and his family. And it just seems to me that due to the fact that Calvin never put his foot down, or most importantly, set boundaries. Yeah, I get it. Ella's your mom. She can't be dictated to in terms of who can and can't come over to her house. But at the same time, I don't think, Calvin ever had that real talk where, yes, he has talked to his mother about Miranda's presence, constant presence, grating on him. But in terms of setting it straight, like, look, mama, I love you. And this, that, and the third. And I understand she's the mother of your grandchild. But you also got to understand, hey, I'm about to bring a new woman into the family. And I want her to feel like part of the family. So, yes, Miranda isn't, banished from your home. I could never do that. And I know in your heart of hearts, you can never do that. But you can at least set some ground rules in terms of not spending so much time with her to the point where my future wife feels excluded. Of course, anything Christian or family function related, yeah, Miranda can come, but you got to understand her constantly popping up. It doesn't look good. So that's why I say it just feels like Laura, all these things are bubbling up and the writer is just randomly coming out with problems out of nowhere. But, yeah, I just feel like maybe they're gearing up for the end of these two and making Miranda look like the better option. But it just seems to me like Laura being pregnant is a plausible plot point, but looking at her demeanor overall, it wouldn't surprise me if she wasn't pregnant and this is just who she is. But that's just my 2 cents. Let me know yours in the comments below. Because if you want to throw it back to her making outlandish assumptions and just leaving Calvin, look no further than a couple of seasons ago where she assumed Calvin was cheating because of a dating profile on his website, which was actually a website Pookie or Peanut was using to get a date. And she assumed Calvin was cheating and then left without getting a explanation from him. So she just loves being chased. That's it. But like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.